Yeah.
Let's get started.
Baseline.
Hey. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh. Uh. Well, it's the Porch Podcast. Come on, huh? And it's the Porch Podcast. Yeah. And it's the Porch Podcast. Come on. Yeah. And it's the Porch Podcast. It's the Porch Podcast. Episode 78. Call us One Love. Time to come set it straight. Influential's back. Trying to get his flow up. I don't really care about no blow ups. Let's go. I'ma keep on flowing. P got a new mug. Keep on growing. I'm kinda hating on it cause I ain't got that cup. So guess what? Put it in the camera. Yup. Keep on, keep rocking. I ain't gonna keep on stopping. The time to fit like a glove. Episode 78, call this love. You know why? Why? Cause it's the Porch Podcast. Come on, and it's the Porch Podcast. Yeah. And it's the Porch Podcast. Come on, rock. And it's the Porch Podcast. Let's go. Welcome to the Porch Podcast. It's your boy DJ E, Mr. Influential, and I'm rocking with my brother, man.
P original, baby. I'm trying to see why I sound. Well, you sound a little robot-y.
That's just probably it. That's just you, cause we clear on this side.
Okay.
We clear on this side. As long as we clear on this side, cause that's the side that's really going out to the world. I don't mean to
main
be
brain.
Yeah.
No, brother.
Yeah,
No, you ain't doing that. You just clear. Hey, man, you making me feel comfortable, man. Hey, you showing a brother some love.
That's
man.
it. Cause
Showing
that's
a
why
brother
we
some
call
love.
this one episode 78. We call this one love. There it is, right there on the screen. Right.
Yeah, 4 simple letters. LOVE. 4 simple
LOVE.
letters. Major meaning. Love comes in many forms, man. You can have love for somebody. You can be in love with somebody.
Right.
And they're all different. They're all
Right.
different. But, it's always better to have more love than the other 4-letter word or one of them, which is hate.
Which is hate.
And it seems like when you have a conversation about love, some shape, form, or fashion, you kind of got to address a little bit of the hate factor.
Absolutely.
You don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but it's a reality. Matter of fact, you wouldn't know what love felt like. I'm not going to say if you didn't have hate, but you wouldn't know the value of love if, there weren't other feelings that people had out there. So, anyway, man.
Well, it's basically what you're saying is just to go ahead and elaborate that. You talking
Okay,
about
go ahead,
you
brother.
talking about what the offset of it. You know what I mean? Like everything has, like I said, there's no ups without downs. There's no ins without outs. There's no love without hate, man. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
That's just pretty much how it is. Everything has
Pretty
to
much.
have that, So
Has to.
today we focusing on love and different areas of love and how sometimes love can be weird. It's more than, intimate love. It's a lot of different things that we as people may not even understand why we're attracted to or why we love it, So it's just,
Absolutely.
that's what we're going to dive into and unpack today on today's episode. But other than that, P, I'm going to talk about an obvious form of love. We just went through Father's Day weekend. We're going to
Absolutely.
clap it up for all the fathers out there.
Yeah, celebrated Father's Day weekend.
Just celebrate Father's Day week. And I'm going to shift this camera over to me real quick. I want you to see. I'm going to just lift up. Everybody can see. Move the mic over a little bit. The T-shirt that my kids made. You can read that, P?
Oh, man, that's beautiful. Man of God, husband, father, protector, and king. I like that, brother.
That's it. Yes, clap it up for my children. They gave me that. I appreciate that gift.
Oh, man,
Yeah, man.
that was beautiful, man. That was
Right.
beautiful. Hey, man, like you said, just went through Father's Day weekend, and, I seen a lot of pictures and stuff on social media, different things. The one thing I'm going to say about Father's Day weekend is, it's funny because it's always in comparison to Mother's Day weekend.
Right.
Let me say this. Whatever role that you're blessed to be in, like, that's the role that you should embrace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There is no one without the other. I know that may sound conflicting to some people, but last time I checked, dads needed moms to be moms and moms needed dads to be dads in order to have children.
Right.
So in some shape, form, or fashion. With that being said, it was a great weekend. It was actually probably one of the simplest Father's Days that I had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just chilled, man. My wife, talked to me about whether or not, she had a different function or whatever that she had to attend. And like I said, with her being an event planner, you know, Father's Day weekend is an opportune time for people to have events.
Right.
And so, she was fortunate enough to be, booked along with, a partner of hers. And, she asked me before, she even accepted the gig, would I be comfortable with it? To which I quickly said, listen, go ahead and do your thing. You
Right.
know, I've been blessed to be a father. This ain't my first year being a father. And I'm quite sure that, you know, the love ain't no different because you're not going to be right here to be, sitting next to me on
Right.
that. With that being said, I sat back, bruh, chilled, kicked back, threw me a couple things on the grill, bruh, and it was a great day, man. It was cool, laid
Mm-hmm.
back, and I enjoyed every bit of it.
Right.
So sometimes, it's the love. The love is there. It's constant. It's not attached to a certain day of the week or a certain
Right.
day of the year or calendar or whatever. But that's the thing about love, man. Love is one of those things that comes in many forms, like I was saying earlier, and it's shown many different ways. Sometimes it's the simplest things, man. It ain't about like that's a beautiful shirt that my nieces gave you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, that's something that you're going to cherish every day. Not just on Father's Day, but every day,
Right.
because that's a defined role in your life. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just dope, man. It was just dope. Like we wind up actually going out, the following day on that Monday and actually grabbing dinner together and then they feel no different like it wasn't the day before. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a great experience, great opportunity, and a great moment. So that was my Father's Day weekend, but that was my Father's Day on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Saturday,
Yeah.
Saturday was a great week. Great day. Recital and all of those different things. So in all, man, it was a great weekend. And
Right.
that was that. What did you wind up doing though, bro? What you wind up doing on Sunday?
I actually had went to a friend of mine's birthday party. That's all. He my man Drew. Shout out to Drew, DJ Drew.
Okay.
He was his birthday on Father's Day as well. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
I mean that's pretty much it. But other than that, today we be sitting here we breaking down love. Um, because love is something that's in everything, with everything,
Absolutely.
and it goes with everything. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But I was having a discussion with somebody earlier in the week, and I explained we was sitting there talking, and sometimes that we realize that a lot of people are actually addicted to their pain. In some
Wow.
crazy way, they
Hmm.
love their pain.
Interesting.
Um, Something that might have hurt them in life. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
Um, it could be a woman with her kid's father. It could be a
Okay.
father with his kid's mother. It's like some of them always got this energy of trying to show that person or outdo them people and show them that I did I did it better. I did
Hmm.
better without you. I moved forward without you. I did some things. And some people say that's not love, but in its form, it's a form of love because I think we focus on the things that we love
Hmm.
as much as we do to focus on things that we hate.
I
Because you
agree.
don't hate these people and you don't want these people to be hurt, but you do focus on like, I love the fact that I'm showing them that I'm successful without them because they said I wouldn't make it, or like this ain't something that's pointed directly to me, but we've all seen it. We've
Yeah.
all seen people give
Yeah.
energy into something that's in their past that may has to actually still be in their present, but they're so focused on showing this person or people or this situation like that was their motivation. Like I remember years ago when I was single and I was dating women, I used to be dealing with them, and then when we would stop dealing with each other. All of a sudden, they ordering workout videos,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
So my point is, last week when we was chilling, you ain't want to work out, like, like, like what you trying to do now? It's not like you didn't order the workout video honestly for yourself. You ordered the workout video to turn around and say, well, bitch, look how I'm about to show him how I look when I get up off him, when I get that dead weight off of me. But They addicted to their pain in their own way. Then you fix this. Then the situation fixes and it works out. Y'all still do each other. And that workout video sit in the corner getting dust on it. That's a weird love.
Right.
That's why I'm starting off with that.
But you explained that. Right. With the weird addiction to the pain. No, I get it. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think you got to look far to see it. I think people, wear a lot of their emotions on the surface, so to speak.
Right.
So, a lot of times, like even when you're giving a person a congratulations for something that they did, it's there's no humbling acceptance of like there's no humbleness.
Right.
Like you could tell a person, man, you look great, man. I don't know what you've been doing, whether it's whatever you've been doing, you look good. You be like, man, I told you I was gonna give it to him, baby.
Yeah.
And depending on who it is, like it may be the personality that right? So you may you might go, all right, that's just how that person talked. But if you can remember when it was a time where they were a little bit more self-conscious about those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that energy doesn't look like this energy. Everybody doesn't take that the same way. You got some people that can hear that, that I guess that newfound confidence or whatever you want to call it. Right. Some people may look at that situation and be like, oh, he cocky, he arrogant now, he feeling himself, she feeling herself or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, if the love you have for yourself, because self-love is very important. We talk about a lot of these different things about just self-awareness, things that we do unconsciously that we don't even realize that we, like we was talking about it being our turn before.
Right.
Some of these things kind of tie into that as well.
Exactly.
But love, everybody needs love. I don't care what nobody say. I don't need nobody. Everybody needs love.
That's why I'm saying when people even addicted to their pain, they don't understand it's love involved with that. Because the person, you only get hurt by something or people that you love. That's the only thing that hurts you.
I agree. No, I agree.
At a time for that person to really hurt you, you really loved that person. And you feel like, how can that person do this to me? And it makes some people numb, and it makes some people not realize that they're still focused on that pain. Even when you get yourself in a better situation of what you was trying to see or maybe trying to do to show the person that you don't need them, basically it's not that. You don't understand the blessing that you may have received. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's a way of person who may have their guard up. They don't understand that they got their guard up. Or it might not be their guard. They're just focusing on outdoing or making that person that gave them pain constantly giving them a form of pain. Yeah, bitch, I'm successful. See what you could have had or you missed. You the one that did this to yourself. This and that. Yeah. I ain't. And everything that I've been through, I ain't never felt like that. I ain't never did something to get back at somebody. I just wanted to be successful in my own right all the time. You know what I mean? So
that was always the case. But here's the flip side of that, bruh. Even in those instances, there's still love.
Right? Yeah, of course.
Because even that person has to love to want to outdo you.
Right.
They have to.
That's what I'm saying.
They can't hate to want to outdo you. They gotta love to be able to be. Oh, I love when I come around them and I'm shining now and I'm, everything is looking like new money.
Right.
And it's the funniest thing because they don't even realize that, they feel like,
that they doing it.
On them.
Yeah.
They don't even realize that their love is still what's drawing them to try to outdo that person.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what you hit it right on there. That's exactly what I'm saying. You're only doing this because you still care.
That's it.
You still care.
And last time I checked, loving somebody required you to care.
Right. That's it, man.
It is what it is. I had a conversation when I had a conversation with a brother. I had more conversation with you about that off air.
Mm-hmm.
But just
I'm glad you said off air, not off lines, man. Because
that would insinuate.
Yeah, that you were on them.
That we were on lines, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, I had a conversation with the brother, and one of the things that he said to me is he couldn't understand why he had somebody that was so near and dear to him that, it's been a part of his life, since they were younger and everything. And he couldn't understand why this person would just lie.
Right.
like just a constant like lie, like to the point where it was just like, you know, questioning, you know, the integrity of their relationship, you know, of their friendship. You know what I mean? Um, and couldn't find an excuse for why the lies would continuously occur.
Right.
And I shared with them, I said, you know, because that's love that you have for him that you're willing to even entertain. Trying to find an excuse or a reason why telling the truth is not something that this person can do, even when you're giving them no reason to be able to have to lie to you.
Right.
I said, because you know what? If there was no love there, you wouldn't give it any energy.
Right. Right.
You wouldn't. So even in the sense of that, like we do it all the time, we make space and we create opportunities and we leave room for people all the time that we have love for, the things that we totally, if we did not have love for them, would not accept from anyone.
Right.
It's a total difference. You know, there's things that, you know, like you could turn around and your kids can make you upset and you were still going to turn around and say, now, what do y'all want to eat for dinner? Because you ain't going to let them starve because you're mad at them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's a different type of love.
That's a different type of love.
Mm-hmm.
Where, you know, that's why a lot of times you'll tell people, you know, you'll hear people say things like, you know what I mean? Let me stay on my good side with you. It's not about a good side or a bad side. It's about the fact that people don't fall in and out of love as easy. People fall for things that they like. But love,
Right.
falling in and out of love is different. You can fall in and out of like, but falling in and out of love is a little bit different.
And to be honest, anybody that you love, you're not going to like them all the time.
It's impossible. You can't.
It's impossible. You're not going to like them all the time. You're going to love them, but you're not going to like them all the time. But when you change your energy on, I just want to outdo these motherfuckers, or show them that I'm better without them, you don't even realize that you can't focus on loving what's loving you back in the first place.
Right.
Because you're too focused on trying to outdo what hurt you.
You're absolutely right.
That's the definition of living in the past. When you only focus on the future, you cool. That's why if you pay attention to most people in relationships, in the beginning, they like each other. Then when they actually first fall in love with each other, it's like heaven. It's like heaven all the time because they're not focused on what they just lost or what they went through or what they doing. They no longer focused on that because they're trying to hold on to what they receiving. See, in the beginning, when you're dealing with people, before you fall in love, you don't know who they are. You don't know if you're going to like everything. And then when you do, when you realize you do, you focus on the steps you take because you don't want to fuck it up. But then you got some people, once they reel that person in and they're all the way where they need to be, they now take it for granted and realize that I can go back and live in my pain and focus on shitting on my pain because I got the person or the thing that I wanted. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's why people relapse. You know, it's just think about it. Somebody could really had a drug addiction, right?
Right.
And went to the rehab, did everything they did, right? And then they get out, they want to see, let everybody know they're shining. Then what they do? They go around their old environment to show a person, I'm good, I'm successful. Look what I done did. Not to try to uplift them and say, listen, I want you to have the same success that I had. I want you to be able to you know, get the help that I got because you deserve better. Nah, look what I got. You still stuck here. Next thing you know, one good, there you go. And they back.
Right back in the same situation.
And it hurts harder when you get to the top and you fall off.
Yeah.
It hurts. Because now you're dealing with a double pain. The only person you should always be trying to outdo is yourself.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this better. And in a friendly way. Like, all right, I ran up this hill in 2 minutes. I want to see if I could do it in 1 minute and 58 seconds next time.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because all it's doing is bettering you.
Yeah.
You should only compete with yourself. Don't compete or try to shit on the rest of the world because it's going to always, God will give you that. But then it's your turn to get shitted on too.
Yeah, well, the problem to me when it comes to, you know, competition, you know, and you looking outside of yourself is when you run out of people to compete with outside of yourself,
right?
You don't know how to take yourself to the next level. Like you don't know how to elevate. You don't know how to, you know what I mean? Because I need that competition. I need that other person around me. And it depends, because some people handle it very well, and it works wonders for them. It creates a spark inside of them that makes them one day, you know, say to themselves that at this point, from now on, I'm just going to compete with myself.
Right.
Like, we talked about it before. We got a love for our parents. I'm not competing with dad. You're not competing with dad, but he's our
Mm-hmm.
father. So he was our first hero, our first example of a male that,
Mm-hmm.
that was doing things,
Still is.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, like the love that's there for him and the love that he has for us, you know what I'm saying? Like we were his, and I would say outside of, I'm gonna say in his adult years, we was his first major priority.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because obviously him and mine was both grown. They could independently take care of themselves.
Right.
But we was his first priority,
Right.
like major priority. So it's like, that love is different. And like you said, just coming out of Father's Day weekend, like I seen a lot of love, man, on social media, man. People, whether they were going a little bit beyond who they usually are or not, it just was good to see people celebrating love.
Right.
Just celebrating those relationships. And like I said, man, you can't have love without hate. So there was also sometimes the different conversations that I've heard, like you said, in terms of relationships. I've heard people say, somebody may ask a person, how's that relationship going? Man, it's fantastic, man. It's good, man. That person's down to earth. They cool. But you know how it is, man. We'll see how it go after that first argument. And, you put that part in there and you just like, man, you ain't had to,
Man,
like,
that was
you
corny.
gonna argue. Like, what was that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just, if you're enjoying the relationship, it's mutual and all those different things, why you need to put the part in there? We'll see how it goes after our first argument.
Because
But you got people that do that.
Because they focused on the pain.
Well, they focused on the pain, and guess what? It's more memorable for them to remember what they experienced.
Remember
in that
what they
situation.
expect. Right. That's why I said each experience I ever had in a relationship was its own. Now I can't say it never altered decisions and things that I made. Of course it did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it wasn't the only one. And that was something that I used to get accused of a lot of time. Well, you didn't want to give me a shot because of what happened to you. No. It's also shit you did for yourself that make me say,
Right.
oh, nah, I don't want to do that. You gonna put it all on me, so you perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what some people never can register in their mind. Like, yo, focus on what you got to work on for yourself. And some people don't know how to do that, bro. They just think that the way that they are, everything that they are, is great. Now, don't get it wrong. You shouldn't have to change yourself,
Right.
but you're always working on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's
so
what
focus on your job.
that's the thing that's why I said goes back to competition with yourself and loving yourself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, depending on this hill, whatever hill this was, 2 minutes might be record breaking. But now you want to push your body more to a minute and 58, then you might want to do a minute and 55. Like you never know. Because you're just trying to better yourself. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And a
it
lot of
is.
times, man, it's so self-care, man. First and
Self-care.
foremost, like you said, self-love, right? It's not a trivial question. The first person you wake up to every morning, whether you believe it or not, is yourself.
Right.
The last person you go to sleep to every night is yourself.
Right.
How you get outside of making you priority, I don't understand, because it's literally the first person you wake up to
Right.
and literally the last person that you go to sleep to.
Right.
So when you look at like love and the self-love element of it, before people start sometimes competing with themselves, because I've heard it, start competing with themselves, start loving yourself first. Like, first start acknowledging yourself. You know what I mean? Like when you
Right.
get up in the morning, you know what I mean? Give yourself a pat on the back. Say, look, man, you look good today, baby. It's time. We're going to go out here and we're going to do what we do, and we're going to make sure we leave our mark on the world. And then from there, you'll go and you'll do the next thing that you need to, and that so that when anybody tries to kind of, how can I say, interfere with that self-love and you see his hate, you kind of laugh, because it's almost like, you know how you got the two different, you got the devil and you got the angel or something like that, using it for an example on your shoulder.
On your shoulder, yeah.
Well, it's funny because in reality, even though we've probably never seen that, we all do that. We all have that feeling in our mind. Like, I could respond to this one way, or I could respond to it in another. And so no matter what, even when the hate comes, you gotta like the conflict is always inner first.
Right.
It's all the conflicts are always inner
Always.
first,
Always.
right? So if the first person you wake up to is you, and the last person you go to sleep to is you,
Right.
anytime you have any conflict that interferes with your self love,
Right.
you have the power at that point to eliminate it while it's an inner conflict,
Yes.
and then I have to expose it or deal with it on the external element of it.
Absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
what's going to build your strength. That's going to build your, what I mean, like people look up and be like, oh, don't nothing bother you. No, I'm human. I just made a decision that I'm going to make sure I take care of inner conflicts before they become external.
Well, the one thing I learned why I had to rely on myself and focus on myself and enter a lot, it's because a lot of times in life, and it's just the energy that I get. I could be absolutely wrong, but when I'm going through something and I don't feel right, and I even speak on it, I ultimately feel like don't nobody give a fuck anyway. I mean, because I don't stay in it. I think when I'm challenging and that's with anybody, I could talk about it. I'm not saying they don't care or they don't give, but truth of the matter is, it's like, man, don't sweat that. That's all I get. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of, when I started going to therapy and things of that nature, what led me to it, because it got to the point where when I would speak on it and it just felt like nobody really gave a damn anyway. It's like, okay, I hear him, but he be all right.
You're right.
And I was, and I knew I generally was, but I needed more to that then. And
Yeah.
and sometimes people they're gonna give you what they're willing to give you. You know what I mean? So when you're that guy that always listens and has that ear and give that advice, and then you turn around and you start to do that, sometimes you gotta seek professional help with that, because of the simple fact of when you always look like you the one that got it together. I'm the smiley guy. I'm the playful guy. I'm the worker. You know what I mean? The clip to clip, I make people laugh at that job. Then I make people dance when I DJ. But sometimes I got my own shit going on. So I had to
Yeah.
focus and learn how to lean on God. Like on this shirt, if you see it says "Man of God." Like,
That's
because
right.
God really is me. Like, that's what gives me all my confidence, all my strength, everything that I do. And I realize that because God is love. If you really look at love, right? And really look at God, it's everything good. It's everything good. Even when people are in love with their pain, it was times when you look at Jesus in the Bible, he was active with, it was pain. It was pain to him, but he was doing it because he loved them.
Every time.
Every time. So when you sit back and really think about everything you do, you have to do self-care with yourself. You have to do everything you have to do. I seen something the other day, man, that made so much sense in the world. Matter of fact, I was watching the show All American, and it was one of the episodes when they was talking about the girl didn't really want her birthday party or whatever. And she said she didn't want to feel ungrateful, but she didn't really want everything everybody was giving her. And it was like, you're not being ungrateful. But her friend told her, like, but sometimes you got to be a little selfish just to protect your peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and I agree.
sometimes you got to do that, you know? It's just when you come back from that, sometimes people don't understand that I got to have selfish moments, because I give so much. Like, I give so much energy to the world, bro. Like, a lot. You know what I mean? But I love doing it. So that's what goes back to love. Because nobody puts a gun to my head and makes me do it.
Exactly.
But sometimes I just need a break. You know what I mean? That's just what it
I
be.
understand it.
You know
I
what I mean?
understand.
So,
Well, if you ever looking for a break, man, I happen to know a company, man, that's qualified to be able to put together events for you, man. Full service event planning company.
full
I don't care if we're
service.
talking about corporate. I don't care if we're talking about personal. We could be, a lot of a lot of high school graduates just came out. Graduation parties. Um, Whatever the event is that you need, man. One stop shop company. Please let them know what I'm talking about, brother. Look, check it out. Let's get that stress off your plate. All right? Got that big event coming up, and you don't want to have to do all the work. I got a company for you. Full service event company that's going to take care of all of your event planning needs. That's www.fncevents.com. A full service event planning company. Take all the stress off your head, kick back and enjoy the party. Once again, that's www.fncevents.com. head on over there, get that party booked, and get it done. Back to the show.
Front and center events.
Absolutely,
Sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, brother.
So P,
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
You know, not to really break topic, but just to talk. You see that we never spoke on it, but the Golden State Warriors won the World Championship. You know, clap it up for them.
Okay. Absolutely. I saw that.
Yeah. How did you feel about it?
I felt like the team that, had been to the show a couple times showed up. And I felt like, unfortunately for the Celtics, I think the brothers learned a lot. I think they learned a lot. I think they understand now what they have to do to, take things to the next level. But to be completely honest with the outcome, I can't tell you I was totally shocked or blown away by it because, like I said, those guys are seasoned. There's a continuity that's there that's just totally different. But I will say that, Boston started the series off strong, but I felt like the more seasoned, experienced team would prevail, and that's what happened.
I actually picked Golden State at the beginning of the playoffs. I could just see it, bro. I could just see it in them. You was getting them points from Steph, the 30s, 27s, all that. And you was getting the Draymond that was annoying people, but not really getting texts and all that type of stuff. It was like, and then it was you seen that, but where the biggest parts was these two names, Poole and Wiggins. They was showing up. They was that every time a team wins that championship, it's always that person that you didn't know was going to show up. I don't care what sport it is, just show up out of nowhere. Like the year, when my Bucks won the Super Bowl, like playoff Leonard Fournette in the playoffs, he became something different. See what I'm saying?
Robert Horry style, man.
Right, exactly. It's like, so when you started to see that, and not saying that they wasn't showing up all season, but playoff time came and Wiggins and Poole embraced that. They embraced it.
Yeah.
And fell right in line. So even with Clay at times, being streaky, you was getting the solid numbers for them, and you still had that leadership in Draymond and Steph and Clay. And then they said people like Iguodala and Steve Kerr, you need them. Like Iggy was in their ear, like, come on, man, telling y'all, like, just keep doing what you're doing. The next thing you know, they was the only team. I think that's what Boston was missing. Smart is their heart and soul, and their leader. Don't get it wrong. Defensive player of the year, best season he ever played. But you needed that other veteran's preference. Something that Al Horford could bring, but I think Iguodala really got it because of the winning of a championship. Even though it's with the same team, he just has that mentality, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah, I agree with you.
I say all that to say, for you to have that type of energy and the type of understanding, you got to love what you do. Which brings to the second part of the show, like with love. Life is easier when you're doing what you love, man. It's easier.
I would have to say that, the fuel is already in existence. It's about you just being able to just kind of just, feed off of it. Like there's certain things, bruh, that it goes without saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, siblings love. The love that me and you have for each other. Ain't nobody had to teach us that. You know what I mean? Like just, you understand what I'm saying? Like certain things are just self-fed no matter what goes on in the world. It's right there. You're going to do what you got to do to be able to, to just look out for each other, support each other, embrace each other, all of those different things.
Right.
And I think even like you said, even with that game, man, they talked to Steph. They asked him a question about Iguodala and actually Steve Kerr, and he said, man, you need those guys.
Right. You need those guys.
So everything he said, he's flat out. He was like, they already know how I feel about him, bro. Like whoever he was talking to. And then you see funny things. And I don't know if this is quite, we'll have to think whether or not he's a candidate for the Hobbs Award this week. But I don't know if you saw with Gary Payton Sr.
Nah, what'd he do?
Oh man, him and Draymond, man, they was talking, and I guess Gary Payton basically was making a statement that his era, he felt like his era was better. But then he made a
Right,
statement that was smart and it made sense. He said, "But every era of every player that you talk to gonna feel like their era was the best era."
right.
But I guess it was more things. I haven't been able to find the rest of it that was said about, like, because Draymond, it actually, if you see it on YouTube, um, the camera cuts over and he's talking to Gary Payton, but then he was talking about the other guy who walked up and said, because I can say what I want to say, but you can tell how the energy was and everything like that. But it must have been more to it. And Draymond was like, I don't want no dap. Like, no, he just, it was
That's
funny.
him. That's him. Though.
That's him anyway. But it was something that Peyton was saying. Like I said, I don't know if it really necessarily makes him a candidate this week. It was just you had to see the YouTube video or
Well,
wherever you see
I
it.
know who may have the candidate award. I don't know if you was out of town, and I
Okay.
sent it to you, but I don't know if you got to catch it. Did you see the U.S. Senate that made the statement? He was talking about the things that Joe Biden was doing, like how inflation and everything.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know where you live, but where I live at Louisiana, gas so high, you better off buying cocaine and just running everywhere.
You go ahead and get his championship belt together, man.
Did you see it?
Nah, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, I sent it in the text group. I said I'll find it again. I forgot. Senator Kennedy. If you Google it, it'll come up. Better off buy. That man said, better off buying cocaine and running everywhere. I said the power of powder. The powder gods have spoken. I'm telling you, P.
Here you go with the powder guy.
Yeah,
Here you go. So I'm glad you brought that up, though, man. Nah, it was a great vacation. So first time, man. Me and the wife went and celebrated the anniversary. It was in Antigua. It was nice.
All right.
Can't wait to get back there. Can't wait to get back there. It's for anybody who loves to travel, because everybody don't like to leave the country when they travel. It's cool.
Right.
But for those who do appreciate, that what we call that clear water or that blue water, and I'm not just bigging it up, but Sandals in Antigua, it was a beautiful resort. Food was very good.
Good.
But more importantly, man, it was just a relaxing environment. It wasn't one of those ones where the party like. So if you're a real big partier,
Yeah.
it's not going to be exactly to that degree. Yeah, they got different live bands and different things to occupy
I know
you
what
or
you
whatever
mean.
the case. Yeah, but like I compared them like to almost to like cruise lines, man. It was more to me more Royal Caribbean element of it, right in the middle. Not quite as old as Norwegian, not quite as young as Carnival. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shout out to all of those companies. I'm not saying nothing against them, but depending on what kind of time you're looking for. But since we're talking about love, man, the love is different to me when you're on vacation. I know I
Right.
ain't the only person that feel like that. And I ain't even, I ain't just talking about physically. You know what I mean? I ain't just talking. I'm talking about universally, man. The love is just as different when you're in different environments.
Right.
Even though it's the same person that you loving on when you here and you home and all those different things.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, you done traveled, you done been around the world, and I don't know what it is. Like it's something about just being in a different setting, right?
Right.
That just intensifies the love to me.
Mm-hmm.
You start talking about things like what you want to do in the future. Not that you don't talk about the future when you're home, but the future seems so much clearer
Right.
when you're in different environments. When you're, whether you have drinks, whether you don't, whatever, man. Um,
Well, you know
I'm
what it
putting
is.
the video. What is it, bruh?
What we talked about in episode 77. We said an update, and it was the environment. So when
Yeah, I agree.
you put yourself in a mind frame, you know what I mean? Without saying too much, like I was in a location where I was in charge, right? I was in charge in this particular time, and it was somewhere people got to be all the time, and it was different when I was in charge. Had music playing in the background, so now everybody, we had a little virgin pina coladas, so everybody's
Okay.
mind frame was in a beach mind frame. They got on shades, they bopping their head. and everything's getting done. No bullshit's happening. No nothing. You know what I mean? Not gonna go too deep into where I was, but I know you can read between the lines. And they loved it. Because sometimes you can't physically change the environment, you have to mentally change the environment.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But some people don't have the power of doing that. You know. But music always starts it off. Music is the light of the world, which got me into DJing, man. Like, you know, I love the fact, first of all, I never thought I could be a DJ until I seen you get the turntables, and I'm like, well, it's right here. Let's mess with this. And then I started seeing my peers. You know what I mean? A lot of my peers playing with them. So I said, this is something I want to be able to understand and master. And it didn't take me long once I focused on it because I loved it. It dealt with something I love. Music, energy, all of that. Never thought. Basically, 25 years later, I'll still be getting paid from it. See what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Just how it
And I
goes.
think it's because you fell in love with it first.
Right.
Which is basically what we're talking about. Like, you fell in love with it first. And
Right.
it's just funny, man. Like, you ever notice how a work week and a vacation week go at a different speed?
Absolutely. Vacation goes so much faster.
So much faster. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope, man, because we were there and we were celebrating a few things. You know, we had a 50 and Fabulous event that we attended. You know, the meet and greet was dope. And we had an all white. That was nice. And, that was awesome. Everything was set up nice, man. Like I said, you know, me and Peach, we starting to actually just making an announcement. We're starting our own channel too.
Right.
And I got
beautiful.
a lot of footage.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Clap it up for that.
Yeah. Because we're on a journey, you know, we got that love for each other, but we're on a journey, man, where we're starting to try to tap into those, you know, next chapters of things in our lives, you know, bro. You know, we do a lot of different things. We all are. You are, you know what I mean? All of us. We're all on those journeys. So, you know, anyway, long and short of that, it was just like you said, the environment change definitely played a major role.
Right.
But if you can't, I just want to throw that out there because that's a very good point to make. If you can't change the environment and you have to change, you said, your mentality of the environment that you're in, start with understanding that you have to control what energy that you allow to enter you,
Right.
and what energy that you allow to be dispersed from you.
Right.
Right? So figure that part out first. It's not that hiccups don't occur on vacation. If you think about it, things happen all the time when you're on vacation. It's just you on vacation and the environment is so beautiful, it's so different. You just don't stay there because you're like, look, man, I'm going to make the best. How many times you done said this on the vacation? I'm going to make the best out of this opportunity.
Absolutely.
But that should be every day in life. That should be every day. That should just be while you're away. So
Right.
I'll say that. First and foremost, identify with the thing that makes you happy in life. And do it. Just do it regularly. Don't do it spontaneously. I mean, don't do it like, you know, sporadically. Do it regularly.
Regularly.
You know what I mean? If you're a songwriter, write songs.
Right.
All the time. You know what I mean? If you're an artist, you know, do whatever art it is. Whatever you do. You know, bro, you see how many videos and stuff like that I pump out? I love to do it.
Mm-hmm. You love doing it.
I love doing it. So when you do what you love, it is such a counteracting, you know, remedy for a lot of the other things that are beyond your control. So the more things that you do that you love, that you have control over, the better you'll be able to manage those things that compromise it, whether it's the environment or the energy that people are trying to actually, you know, put on you.
It gives you a feeling of completion.
Yeah, it does. And,
Yeah.
and it gives you a feeling of having more control over it than not having control.
It's funny because I remember as a kid acting like I was on the radio. And as you know, I've done college radio, I've done internet radio,
Yeah, no doubt.
and I've done a podcast before this. And then when certain things went different with that, you know, I didn't know. I felt like it was going to be over
Right.
to myself, but I still had DJing. And out the blue, you come with this. And that love just said, click right back in. And we always talk about, we always joke, and I'm like, bro, I got us. You know what I mean?
You be
I
happy
got us.
too.
I got us. Like, I got us, but give me some time because I'm trying to do it the right way.
Yeah.
You got something right now in that. over there. E. We get started right now. I'm like, P, got us, man. And from the first snippet I put out, I had people walking up to me, hey, yo, she look dope, man. Like, look good, look crisp, look clear. To the point where people was like, damn, yo, we shoot, y'all got a whole camera crew.
yeah. The power of magic. You know.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
They didn't know. They didn't know of Merlin. They know him now.
And there he is.
Yeah. I mean, like E. One of those things about it, man, in terms of, like you made a good point just now. Like, it's tough to put all of your trust into people. Like,
Right.
some people work like you got to earn trust first, and then some people give you trust until you violate it. Right.
Right.
So everybody's like not the same in it. I might be the type of person like, you good with me until you do something, then I gotta adjust, where you rank at. And some other people might be like, nah, no matter who it is, they starting at the ground level and they're gonna have to build the trust up. Doesn't matter. Trust needs to be involved in love, because it's hard to love somebody you don't trust. It's not impossible, but it's just very difficult.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because what you're holding on to is a reality that doesn't exist.
Right.
Right? So like if you love a thief and something comes up missing and they stole it, you hurt, but you hurt because you feel like they violated the trust.
Right.
But in reality, that person may look at you and say,
I
was a
steal.
thief.
Yeah,
I
steal. I steal.
And it doesn't make it any easier.
So then you steal them. That's just what happens. that's just what happens, man.
Right. So that's kind of like the same thing I was talking about earlier with the whole situation where you got, the homeboy that lied, and it's just like, fam, I love you.
Yeah.
And that should be enough for you to tell me the truth.
Right.
Because clearly I can handle the truth, because if I couldn't handle it, we wouldn't be together. You know what I mean? Or we wouldn't be friends, or we wouldn't be brothers, or we wouldn't be homies, or whatever you want to call that person.
Right.
But to continuously just violate that situation, it runs out. And I don't care nobody. You can love, you know how many times I heard somebody say, man, I love them, but I got to love them from afar.
Yeah.
Because if I keep them too close to me, they're going to continuously violate my love for them, and then it's going to turn into possibly something that tears us apart.
Yeah.
So, but you know what I love, man? I love asking these questions every week, man. We're going to do a little bit of this or that.
Welcome to another episode of This or That, where P asks me questions and I probably won't answer it right back what he asked. We're just going to get to the show.
All right, welcome to another episode of This or That. Like he said, where I ask him a series of questions. Some of them is off the wall, some straightforward. Eventually, I get an answer. I can't control how it's going to be, but here we go. We're gonna start off cool. Okay. Instagram or travel?
What do you mean? Instagram or travel?
I mean, the way that they got it, I'm assuming that you got some people who live a world in Instagram, more of a visual. You know what I mean? Where they are, and they put on the persona or the visual. And then you got people who actually travel to these different places and do other things.
Oh, travel.
Like that.
Travel all day.
Okay. Cool. I'm not sure if you've been to both of these areas. I know you've definitely been to one. New York area or Seattle area?
New York. Never been to Seattle. Been to Cali,
Yeah,
but not in Seattle's in Washington, everybody. Before you sit here and say the dumb shit. I know. I'm just saying, I've been to Cali,
Yeah,
so
I like
that's the
how,
farthest
you know what I
from the
like?
West Coast.
Every week, bro, you make room for the person that you know is going to say, well, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad you take the time to acknowledge them. I
Yeah.
would never acknowledge it.
Nah.
But I'm glad you take the time to
Nah,
acknowledge it.
because I know they on the other end like this. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in is all I can tell.
Yeah. right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, that mean they
So-
tuned in. You right.
Fashion or friendship?
Friendship.
It seems weird because like it seems like it should be more to the question,
Yeah.
you know. But I guess if I had to
I get it,
create
though.
the other part of it, what's more important, fashion or friendship?
I get it.
Okay.
I really do.
All right, cool. sticky or itchy for the rest of your life?
I'm just gonna live in the water, man. I can't deal with neither one of them motherfuckers, sticky or itchy. Damn,
Okay. Yeah.
damn, that's fucked up.
Tough, right? Love or
Excuse me.
sex?
Love. Episode 78 right here. This one's called Love.
No doubt. No doubt. Okay. Beer or wine? Beer
Wine.
or wine?
Wine.
Okay. Dark chocolate or white chocolate?
Dark. Dark chocolate is better for your body too. It's better for your testosterone. It's a DGAC. It's an aphrodisiac, so it gets you going. I don't think a lot of people know that. So when you buy candy, fellas, you always see the Hershey's milk chocolate. Get the dark chocolate. And you wonder why you feel low.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why after you eat a Snickers, you ready to. All right, never mind.
Yeah, Snicker. Snicker
you know,
sticker. You called
yeah.
it Stickers in the beginning. You didn't even say Snickers.
Yeah.
Wait till we play it back. Yep.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be glad. I'll be glad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you rather be an author or an editor? I think y'all know which one you're going to do.
Author.
It was a no-brainer for you.
Mm-hmm.
Two reasons why I knew that. First and foremost, it's not that you can't edit. It's not your favorite thing to do.
It
I know
is. You know.
Okay. Second of all, you'd rather tell a story.
Right.
You'd rather be on that side of the creating of it.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess I'd be both. I don't know. All right.
I can do both if need be, and if you need me to edit, then I got you. I just don't like doing the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, it could be different. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think I'm both. I definitely do all my own videos and stuff. So
I don't
But
mind
anyway,
editing sound. I think it's visual that, for some reason, annoys me. I don't know why.
yeah, it's different.
Right.
So I asked you that one. Write a book or a movie.
Now, as weird as that sounds, I'm gonna go book. I was about to say movie, but I'm gonna go book.
But you'd rather score a movie.
Score a movie, write a book. There it is. Yep. Seriously.
That's so funny. I'm telling you, I knew the answer to that. Like, oh, he gonna rather score a movie. You know what I mean? All right. Water park or amusement park?
Amusement. And it's not because I'm not a big swimmer. I think when you get in the water park, it's that after you come out of that water ride and you gotta go to the next one, it's hot, man. It's hot as hell. Cause your body wet and that sun just beaming on you, bitch. You getting burnt by the sun. Like that's the most annoying part. You get a headache easy.
Okay.
They want $7 juices and shit. Like
Sound like you going through with it. Like, damn, bro. You all right, man? You sound like, man, I hate that, man. Word up. You come out the water, super hot again. I got sunburnt, man, on vacation too, y'all. Foolish.
right.
Foolish, man. And I'm paying the price for it now. Didn't know it till I got ready to get in that shower, and I was in there jumping around like somebody was throwing Rio snappers in there.
Mm-hmm.
A sporting event or a musical event?
I think sports. I think a sporting event. I think sporting events because a lot of sporting events, they're more memorable.
Right.
You know, concerts, I hate to say it, concerts only become remembered if something bad happens.
I hate.
Something bad happened. Like, for example, Travis Scott, all the concerts he did, they're going to remember the one where the tragedy happens.
Yeah.
But a sporting event is usually remembered from the great game, from what we're actually there. I was there live when Brady threw 6 touchdowns against the Saints.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
That you'll remember that.
Because like love and hate, there's got to be a winner and a loser.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and when you go to a concert, not to be funny, but you know all the songs, you know
Right.
how they go, you know how they finish.
Yeah.
You just going so I can say I was there when he sung that part, you know.
That's it. I seen him do this live.
Yeah. So, but see if I give you one more, bro, and then we'll move on from it. If I had to ask one question, if you was going, this would be the last one. If you had to pick a city, you had to pick a place that you was going a date, you know, it's love. Is it New York or Los Angeles?
New York. New York.
Okay.
Yeah, New York.
Okay.
New York got a lot of rooftop places, and the scenery is beautiful, it's dope. You know what I mean? You
Okay.
know, something about them lights in Times Square, as everybody knows. So, New York.
Brother, that was my question for this week's episode of the This or
This or
That.
that. That was this week's This or That. Brought to you by the good brothers at the Porch Podcast. The original, Mr. Influential. Yes, episode 78, Love. And we're going to get back to the show. Yeah. Sometimes you got to
Yes,
give them
sir.
that little voice. But as we wrap this, before we wrap this up, just want to explain, though. People who would stay through the whole show and listen to the whole show, just know that love is the strength of everything that we've explained. Whether you're in love with your pain, whether you're in love with yourself, whether you're in love with your partner, just the idea of things, just know that that's the main fuel. Not the not the person that you may be trying to outdo, or not the goal that you're trying to reach. None of these things are really the fuel. The actual love for it itself is the fuel. So when you feel like that you gotta do something, and it has to be done, and it's something that you just draws you to it, it's love that's doing that. And if you remember earlier in the show that I said that God is love, that's God explaining to you, because everybody has a gift, but everybody doesn't get to use it. That's for their purpose. Everybody has a gift, but everybody doesn't get to use it for their purpose. I know my gift is DJing. I get to use that to make people feel good, to help paint memories and understanding over every weekend. They're having memories, and they'll remember this. Remember the party, man, such and such, man, and this and that. And I was a big part of that environment, because the one thing, even if they don't say who was the DJ at that actual event, if I step away and the music go quiet, what happened to the music, man? Oh, the DJ getting the plate. It's all right. He getting the plate, man. Why y'all ain't get the plate for him, man? Come on now. Why y'all ain't get the plate for him? You good, brother? You need anything else, man? You come see me. I'm Uncle John, man. That's how that shit be. Cause I'm help
Shout out
painting
to
the
Uncle
memory.
John, baby. Shout out to Uncle John.
You know what I mean? So, but that's just
Hey,
all I
man.
want to say before we exit up on out of this one, man.
Hey, to leave you with this, man, the definition of the word love is an intense feeling or deep affection. Listen, once again, like me and E-Renner, we've been talking about the entire episode. You need love, man. First and foremost, self-love. You know what I mean? I don't think that you can be in this world and have a blessed life, a great life, a fun life, an enjoyable life until you learn how to love yourself first.
Right.
You know, so self-awareness, understanding, what makes you happy, what makes you smile, what makes you get up and go in the mornings. Those things like that are going to be vital to you being able to give anyone else love. Once again, the definition is clear. I mean, it's an intense feeling of deep affection. And you're going to have feelings and emotions anyway, right? So it's better to know how to control them and how to be able to project them, because you don't know how long you got on this earth. You don't know how long you got to be around a person. And you got to take full advantage of the opportunities that you have.
Right.
So if I could say anything that's going to stick out and stick with you guys, man, once again, to reiterate it, learn how to love yourself first.
Right.
That way you can be better at loving other people. Everybody in this world has a talent and ability and something, like he said before, a gift to share. Identify what that thing is. If you fall in love with the thing that you was created to do, you will have all the time in the world to focus on that, keep yourself in a better spirit, in a better headspace, and be able to be better not only for yourself, but for others as well. It's a reality. You know what I mean? We appreciate you guys, as we say each and every week, for taking the time to tune in to the show, whether it's through any of your favorite podcasts and streaming sites, or whether or not you like to check out, as me and E say, our handsome faces on YouTube. We appreciate you. Make sure you please, follow us on our social media outlets. You know what I mean? Whether, our personal pages, shows and puts them up all day long on top, on the screen to let you guys know where you can follow us at. You know, got at the Porch 30 on Instagram. Got at P Original 1996 on Instagram. Of course, you got at Mr. underscore influential on Instagram. And that's just some of the places that you can find us on Instagram. And you can definitely find us on YouTube at the Porch Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you, like I say each and every week, tell a friend to tell a friend. Please like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell so you know when all the content is dropping.
Yep.
It's been episode number 78, brother.
It's called Love. And like Mom would have said, she was with the Beatles. All you need is love. Mom would have sung that right now.
Absolutely.
All you need is love.
Absolutely. Hey, man.
All you need is love.
Love.
Love is all you
all
need.
you need.
That was Mom's song, man.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all lock in and rock out with your boys, man. This has
All
been
right.
episode number 78. Love. We look forward to seeing y'all and love to see y'all next week. All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.